Okay, so if you've ever tried picking out a new flagship smartphone, you know it can feel, well, a bit overwhelming, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's like every year there's this flood of new models, all promising, revolutionary features.
Exactly. And it makes it really tough to figure out what's genuinely new and important versus like just marketing buzz. It's a lot.
It really is. The tech jargon, the spec sheets, it feels like you need a PhD sometimes
Hmm.
just to compare them properly if you're looking for an upgrade or even just want to stay in the loop.
And that's basically why we're here today. We're going to cut through all that noise for you.
Yep.
This deep dive is your shortcut. We've gone through a pretty comprehensive comparison of the big 2025 flagships and pulled out the key insights.
Right. We're talking the heavy hitters. You've got the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, the Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max, the Google Pixel 9 Pro, and the 9 Pro XL.
Don't forget the OnePlus 13.
Right. OnePlus 13, Xiaomi 15 Ultra, Vivo X200 Pro or Ultra, and the Oppo Find X8 Pro. Quite the lineup.
It is. And we're zeroing in on four areas that really matter.
Yeah.
Cameras, obviously. Then software experience and, crucially, updates. AI features what they actually do. And raw performance.
The core stuff.
Exactly. And our promise to you is by the end of this, you'll have a really clear picture of what makes each phone tick, who it's best for. Basically, you'll feel genuinely well informed.
You'll know what's what in mobile tech right now.
Okay, so let's jump right in. Let's talk cameras because honestly, that seems to be the centerpiece for so many phones now.
It really is.
Mhm.
And what's fascinating, I think, is seeing how different the approaches are. It's not just about cramming in megapixels anymore. It's this complex dance between the hardware, the lenses, the sensors, and the software, the computational stuff. It leads to really different results and kind of different philosophies.
Okay, so let's start with Samsung. The Galaxy S25 Ultra, 200 megapixels, that number always grabs headlines. What's the real story there?
Well, that 200 MP sensor combined with OIS optical image stabilization, which, physically moves to counteract shaky hands.
Yeah. Right, super important for video too.
Absolutely. It means you get incredible detail, yes, but also real flexibility.
Yeah.
You can crop way into a photo and still have a sharp image. It's like getting multiple shots from one click.
Okay.
Plus, they're pushing advanced AI editing, things like removing reflections or shadows, which used to be, a real pain in Photoshop.
Yeah, impossible for most people.
Exactly. Now it's almost a one-tap fix on the phone. It makes it a fantastic all-around camera. And that's before you even get to the zoom, which is still pretty much class-leading.
Okay, interesting. Now, Apple, iPhone 16 Pro Max. They've always been like the gold standard for video, right? And consistency. Is that still the case?
Yeah, Apple definitely holds on to that reputation. The 16 Pro Max has an improved sensor, and their video quality, the processing, the color science, it's still top-notch, especially if you want something reliable right out of the camera.
So less fuss.
Pretty much. It's great for mobile videographers. It integrates seamlessly with their ecosystem. The trade-off, though, is the zoom isn't quite as flexible or powerful as what you get from Samsung or even Xiaomi now.
Right. And Google's Pixel, the 9 Pro XL, they've always leaned heavily on software, the computational photography magic, still their focus.
Oh, absolutely. Pixel's strength is leveraging Google's AI. It's not just the photo you take, it's what the phone does with it instantly.
Like Magic Editor.
Exactly. Magic Editor is a game changer for creative editing right on the device. It understands context, does amazing things in low light by combining exposure smartly, and those portrait shots. Still fantastic, really natural bokeh.
Okay, so three very different approaches already. What about some of the others, like Xiaomi, Vivo? Are they bringing serious competition?
They really are. Xiaomi's 15 Ultra is pretty impressive on the hardware side. It's got a 1-inch sensor.
Which is huge for a phone, right?
Yeah. It's massive. Physically much larger than usual. It just pulls in so much more light. So you get better low light shots, way more detail, better dynamic range, that natural background blur.
Okay.
Couple that with a strong telephoto lens. And Xiaomi is genuinely challenging Samsung for just pure photo versatility and quality. It's a hardware beast.
And Vivo.
Vivo, with their ZEIS partnership, they continue to deliver. The X200 Pro or Ultra, also with a large sensor, gets praised for exceptional clarity and a really natural-looking bokeh. A very distinct, almost professional look to its images sometimes.
What about OnePlus and Oppo? Still in the mix.
Definitely. The OnePlus 13 leverages its Hasselblad partnership for really nice color science and detail, aiming for that natural, maybe slightly artistic look.
Huh.
But it's maybe a small step behind Samsung or Oppo in terms of overall camera flexibility, across all shooting conditions. And Oppo, the Find X8 Pro, has an excellent periscope zoom. Great optical reach and good colors, but maybe not quite hitting that absolute top tier like Xiaomi or Samsung overall.
Wow. Okay. So summing up the cameras then, if that's your number one priority, who wins?
Well, for the best overall camera, combining hardware, software, AI, and zoom, it's probably the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. It just does everything really, really well.
Okay.
But the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is very close, especially if you prioritize that raw hardware power, the big sensor for low light and detail.
And Pixel.
And the Pixel 9 Pro XL is the standout if you love getting creative with AI editing. If Magic Editor and those features excite you, that's the one. It's kind of a split, hardware push versus software smarts.
That makes sense. A really clear picture of the camera landscape. But like you said, a phone is more than just its camera. Let's pivot to the software, the OS, the user experience, and crucially, how long these expensive phones will actually get updates.
Yeah, this is huge. Software longevity, how smooth the interface feels day to day, getting new features. That really defines the long-term value, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So how's the Samsung S25 Ultra looking on that front?
Pretty strong. It runs One UI, which is Samsung's flavor of Android 15 and up. And the big news is they're committing to 7 years of updates. OS and security.
7 years. Wow.
Yeah, it's a major commitment, matches Google now. One UI itself is very feature-rich, lots of customization, and of course, great S Pen support, if that's your thing.
Okay. And Apple. They've always been the kings of long-term support. Still the case with the iPhone 16 Pro Max?
Oh, absolutely. Unmatched, really. The iPhone 16 Pro Max runs iOS 19, brings in Apple Intelligence for AI, but the core strength is still that incredible app support and best-in-class update longevity.
They just keep supporting older phones for ages.
Exactly. Because they control the hardware and software, they can optimize updates incredibly well. If you want a phone that will feel current 5-6 years down the line, iPhone is still the benchmark.
Got it. And Google, with the Pixel 9 Pro XL, they offer that pure Android experience.
Right. And they've also matched that 7-year update promise now. So long-term support is equal to Samsung on paper.
What's the Pixel advantage then?
You get that clean Android experience, no extra bloatware. And crucially, you often get the very latest Android features first because Google integrates its own AI and services so deeply. It's the purest Android vision.
Okay. What about OnePlus? Oxygen OS always had fans for being smooth. How's the OnePlus 13?
The OnePlus 13 with Oxygen OS 15, it continues that tradition. It's known for a very fluid, responsive feel. Definitely improved over the years.
Yeah.
But, it's generally seen as maybe not quite as polished or consistently refined across the entire system as Pixel's pure Android or Apple's iOS. Still very good. Just maybe a slight notch below those two in overall finesse.
And the others, Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo, how do they compare on software and, importantly, updates?
They've all made big improvements. Their UIs are much better, smoother, more features in 2025, and they offer decent update commitments, usually around 3 to 5 years.
Which isn't bad, but
it's still noticeably behind Samsung, Apple, and Google, both in terms of how long they promise updates and sometimes the overall smoothness and integration compared to the top 3. It's just a tougher job managing updates globally at that scale without that deep vertical integration.
Okay, so if software, updates, and that long-term polished feel are really important to you, it sounds like there's a clear top group.
Absolutely. The Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max, Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and Google Pixel 9 Pro XL are the definite leaders for best software support. Longest updates, most polished experiences overall.
Right. Now let's get into AI. This feels like the big buzzword right now, the new frontier. But what does it actually mean on these phones? What practical stuff can it do for you?
That's the key question, isn't it? It's moving beyond just hype. We're seeing AI used for everything from optimizing the phone behind the scenes to offering really cool generative features that change how you interact.
So Samsung's Galaxy S25 Ultra, you mentioned they're pushing AI hard. How comprehensive is it?
It's probably the most comprehensive suite right now. They call it Galaxy AI. We're talking on-device stuff like circle to search. Just circle anything on screen to search it.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that. Looks cool.
It is. An advanced live translation for calls and texts, breaking down language barriers in real time. AI photo editing that suggests smart fixes. Even AI Select to help manage calls, texts, photos intelligently.
And it uses multimodal agents. What's that?
Think of them as smart assistants that understand different types of input, voice, text, images, and can reason across them. Makes the AI feel more integrated and capable across the whole phone. It's, very comprehensive.
Okay. And Apple Intelligence in iOS 19, how does their approach differ?
Apple's big focus is on privacy. A lot of the processing happens on the device, not in the cloud.
Right. That's a big selling point for them.
Definitely. Features focus on smart text and image summarization, helping you digest info faster. They've also made a push into generative editing, but maybe within apps more than system-wide. It's deeply context-aware, very integrated into the ecosystem, maybe slightly less open or flexible than Samsung or Google's AI, but very polished and private.
And Google's Pixel 9 Pro XL, powered by their own chip, Gemini Nano, where does it really shine with AI?
Pixel excels, unsurprisingly, where Google is strong. Voice and photos, Magic Editor, as we said, is amazing. Live Translate for conversations, call screening to zap spam callers, really advanced voice commands. It feels very natural and intuitive.
So best for voice and photo AI.
Probably, yeah. It just works so seamlessly.
Yeah.
One minor note is maybe fewer languages supported for live translation compared to Samsung currently, but for core English use, it's fantastic.
And are the others, like OnePlus, Xiaomi, keeping up in the AI race?
They have good AI features, definitely. OnePlus 13 has things like AI reframe for photos, Best Face 2.0 for group shots, writing assist, practical stuff.
But not as system-wide.
Generally, no. Not as deeply integrated as Samsung or Google. Xiaomi, Oppo, Vivo also have advanced AI camera modes, decent translation, photo editing, similar level to OnePlus mostly. Good features, but fewer of those foundational system-wide AI capabilities.
Okay, so if you want the most AI features deeply integrated everywhere.
Then the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra currently offers the most comprehensive package. But it's fair to say Pixel, Galaxy, and iPhone are all really strong contenders, each excelling in specific AI areas, creativity, broad utility, or privacy. It's evolving fast.
Really fascinating how AI is becoming such a differentiator. Okay, last big category, raw performance. We see the benchmark scores, the chip names, but what does it actually mean day to day? Why should you care?
Yeah, benchmarks are one thing, but real-world feel is another. The chip basically dictates everything. How fast apps load, how smooth games run, how quickly it processes photos or videos, even battery efficiency.
So it affects the whole experience.
Totally. A powerful chip means the phone feels snappy and responsive, handles multitasking without sweating, and crucially, stays feeling fast for longer. It's about effortless speed.
Apple's chips, the A series, usually lead the pack. Is the A19 Bionic and the iPhone 16 Pro Max still the king?
Pretty much, yeah.
Huh.
The A19 Bionic is still the fastest single-core chip out there. That means super quick app launches, buttery smooth animations, just really responsive.
And efficiency.
Great efficiency, too,
Yeah.
especially for demanding things like video editing or heavy photo work. Top performance without killing the battery. Apple's silicon engineering is still top tier.
Okay, what about the Android side? Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
It's using a special version of Qualcomm's latest, the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy. That for Galaxy bit means it's custom tuned for Samsung's hardware and software.
Gives it an edge.
A slight edge in optimization, yeah. It consistently ranks right at the top for Android performance. Excellent for demanding games, heavy multitasking, handles anything you throw at it.
And the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL with its Tensor G4 chip, Google goes its own way with chips.
They do. Tensor G4 might trail slightly behind the very top Snapdragons or Apple's chip in pure graphics benchmarks, like raw gaming frame rates in some tests. But that's by design. It's heavily optimized for AI tasks. So all those clever AI features run incredibly smoothly and efficiently on device. It translates to a really fluid daily experience, even if it's not topping every single benchmark chart. It's smart performance.
That makes sense. What about the other Android flagships? OnePlus, Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo. Are they basically all using the same top chips?
Largely, yes. They're using either the standard Snapdragon 8 Elite or in some regions like China, the MediaTek Dimensity 9400. Both are absolute monsters.
So performance is pretty similar across the board at the top end of Android.
Very similar in real-world use, yeah. They all post top benchmark scores, very close to Samsung. Sometimes phones from brands like OnePlus or Xiaomi might even score slightly higher in specific synthetic tests due to aggressive tuning. But for gaming, multitasking, they're all incredibly fast. The differences are often more about software optimization than raw chip power at this level.
So the verdict on performance, is it overkill territory now?
Maybe getting there for some. But the Apple iPhone 16 Pro Max still has the edge in single-core speed and often in specialized tasks like video. But the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra and the other Snapdragon 8 Elite phones are virtually identical for real-world gaming and multitasking. The performance gap is narrowing. It's less about if it's fast enough and more about how that speed feels in the specific OS and with specific features. All these phones are exceptionally powerful.
Fantastic. Okay, that covers the 4 key areas. This has been incredibly insightful, really breaking down the strengths and weaknesses. So let's try and bring it all home. Based on everything, camera, software, AI, performance, what are the final recommendations for you, the listener? What's the bottom line?
Right, let's tie it all together. If you look at the whole picture, the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra really emerges as the most well-rounded flagship for 2025.
Because it scores highly everywhere.
Pretty much. It has that superb, versatile camera system, genuinely useful and innovative system-wide AI features, that crucial 7-year software support, and top-tier performance. It combines excellence in all the areas we discussed better than almost anything else. It's the best balance.
Okay, the best all-rounder. But what if you're, say, already deep in the Apple world?
Then yeah, if you're an iOS user, the iPhone 16 Pro Max is still the obvious recommendation. Its strengths are undeniable: the seamless ecosystem, that unmatched long-term update support, the privacy-focused AI approach, and still arguably the best video quality. It's the peak Apple experience.
Makes sense. And for the person who really loves playing with photos, the creative AI stuff.
That's got to be the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL. If AI creativity, Magic Editor, and getting stunning photos with minimal effort are your top priorities, it's unmatched. The AI feels less like a feature and more like a creative tool.
And what about that Xiaomi, the 15 Ultra with the big sensor? Who's that for?
The Xiaomi 15 Ultra is definitely worth a serious look if your absolute priority is photography hardware. If you want that huge sensor for incredible low light and detail or powerful zoom, and you maybe like to tinker a bit more, it's a photography powerhouse that challenges the very best.
So wrapping it up, the best balanced choice for most people in 2025.
It really points to the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra. Top camera, leading AI implementation, great long software support, and blazing performance. It hits the sweet spot across the board, making it a fantastic safe bet for a premium flagship experience.
Excellent. Well, this deep dive has certainly clarified the complex 2025 flagship landscape. Hopefully you feel much better equipped now, whether you're upgrading or just want to understand the tech.
Yeah, lots to consider, but hopefully that breaks it down.
Definitely. And it leaves me with a final thought for you to ponder. We're seeing AI advance so rapidly on these phones. How might prioritizing future-proof AI integration, thinking about what these AI systems might be capable of in 2 or 3 years, how might that change how you choose your next phone? Maybe even shifting focus away from just the camera specs or brand loyalty. What will we even expect a phone to do in the near future? Something to think about.